Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, class. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. We'll start the class at 9:40. Let everybody join in by then. Where we have read, it's still where we have read.
Ma'am, I think we have finished reading Climate of Ladakh.
Climate of Ladakh. Okay. Asha, could you please send me a PDF of the chapter?
Okay, ma'am.
Finally, guys, so let's. I think we should start it. The ones who have joined, who wanted to join, have joined. Hanji, so we have done till the climate of Ladakh, I think so, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's move further. Ranvir, would you like to read?
Mom, once again, I'm coming by drinking water.
By drinking water or after drinking water?
After drinking water, sorry.
Okay, in the meanwhile, Vedant, you can read it.
Ma'am, from the second last paragraph.
Yep.
Leh, which is one of the major towns of the region, can be reached only by one main highway, the Treaty Road, which connects it to Srinagar in the west and Damchok, Bali, Jiasi, Tibet in the southeast. The town is located in the lofty mountainous region known as the Roof of the World, at
Okay,
an
like the
elevation
town
of
is
about
located at such a height, right? इतनी height पे located है, इतने high mountains पे located है that it is also known as the roof of the world. And which town are we talking about, children?
Leh,
Leh, correct.
at an elevation of about 3,520 meters. Surrounding it is a ring of mountains of still greater elevation.
And it
Leh
is
is one
that
of the high
Leh itself it was located such a huge height, right? Such an increasing height. But if you look at the mountains which surrounds Leh, right, then the height of the mountains is further higher, right? It is surrounded by the mountains which are even higher than the town itself.
Leh is one of the highest permanently inhabited towns in the world. The economy is mainly based on trade, but fruit growing and agriculture are also important.
Okay. So could you please name the highest inhabited town of the world, children?
Leh,
Okay, where does it lie? In which UT? In which Union Territory?
Ladakh,
Ladakh. In
Yeah.
which country?
India.
Okay.
India.
Right? So the economy of Ladakh is mainly dependent on what?
Okay.
Trade. And what are the other important industries?
When the other industries like of pashmina shawls, handicrafts, manufacture is
Fruit growing
important
and
in growing
agriculture.
and
Because,
agriculture.
yeah, selling pashmina shawls already comes in trade. Okay. So this is all about Ladakh. Now I would like to show you a video related to the two deserts of the world. Right? Please be ready when you watch it. Let me know if you can see my screen. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So before we
Yes, ma'am.
start, let's do a small diagnostic test where we'll see how much do you know. Okay. In which region do we find such houses?
Heavy rainfall. ये बताओ
Heavy
heavy
rainfall of
rainfall.
the prone area.
Correct, correct, correct. Next is a couple of decades ago when phone was not so prevalent. People used to write letters to relatives, right?
Post office. And post
Post
office.
office. Post office. Post office.
Okay, correct. Next question is, during the early days, people had to walk and use animals to carry their goods.
Wheel. Wheel.
Invention of
Wheel.
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 Next question is, identify the incorrect statement. Waterways are the most expensive means of transport for heavy goods. Second, roadways are the most common mode of transport for short distances. Third,
Ma'am, only one. I. Option A.
third, airways
Option
are
A.
the fastest and most recent developed means of transport. As people say, I'm marking A.
A.
Next, every now and then we hear that some place has been hit by a natural calamity like an earthquake or landslide. Which of the following is most suitable for distributing food crops?
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. Helicopter.
Correct.
Helicopters.
So I'm submitting it, okay? Let's see whether you're right or wrong. One question we have done wrong. One answer of yours is incorrect, which is that one. B. Regions with heavy rainfall. सही है ये तो.
हमें गलत हमने सी लगा दिया.
हमने गलती से लगा दी थी शायद. ओके. नो नो नो, हमने बी लगाया था. करेक्ट इज regions where water accumulates.
He
करेक्ट
is the
आंसर इज
correct
सी.
answer.
हमने बी मार्क कर दिया था. रेस्ट वर फाइन. चलो, नाउ लेट्स बिगिन.
Human environment, settlement, transport, and communication.
Wait. We have to start with not with this. We have to start with this. Life in the deserts. Again, one more diagnostic test will go with. Hanji. Which of the following you don't expect to see in the hot deserts?
Alluvial soil.
Alluvial soil.
Alluvial soil.
Okay. Next. Dash are found in a hot desert.
Camels.
Camels.
Next. Dash cannot have a cold desert.
Coastal areas.
Coastal areas.
Correct. Next, which of the following is a characteristic of most animals found in the cold desert?
They have thick fur and hair.
Thick fur and hair.
They have thick fur and hair. They have thick fur and
Next, which of the following correctly explain oasis?
areas full of water and hot deserts.
Areas full of water and hot deserts.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
It could be lakes.
Cold desert. किसी बातें कर रहे हो बेटा? Absolutely correct. All the answers are right. And we have taken only 57 seconds for a test of 10 minutes. Wow. Good children. Chale, now let's get started.
People inhabit these lands and practice agriculture. These are barren or desolate areas, especially. Our earth is made up of a variety of landforms like mountain, plateau, plain, climates, plants, and animal life. A desert is a natural region that receives an extremely low amount of precipitation, less than enough to support the life of plants. Deserts are classified as hot and cold deserts. The weather can be either extremely hot or very cold. Well-known hot deserts are the Sahara Desert, Arabian Desert, Gobi Desert, Kalahari Desert, Patagonian Desert, Great Victoria Desert, Syrian Desert, Great Basin Desert, and Thar Desert. Cold deserts like Antarctic, Arctic, Greenland, Ladakh, etc. are covered in snow or ice. Children, this chapter will focus on the Sahara, a hot desert, and the Ladakh, a cold desert.
Okay, kids, were you able to see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Students, we already know about the importance of water in the life of living beings. There can be no life where there is no water. There are many places in the world where there is abundant water and moderate climate. But there are also some places where water is scarce and the climate is extreme. These places, which are characterized by extremely high or low temperatures and scarce vegetation, are known as deserts. Do you know how many types of deserts are there? Well, on the basis of temperature, deserts can be divided into two categories: hot deserts and cold deserts. Can you guess which is the largest hot desert in the world? Yes, it is the Sahara. Here we'll learn about the Sahara. Students, do you remember in which continent the Sahara Desert is located? Yes, the Sahara is located in the northern part of Africa. The area occupied by the Sahara is almost 2.5 times as large as our country, India. It stretches over 11 countries, which are Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. What do we visualize when the word desert is mentioned? The most common picture that emerges in our mind is that of a vast expanse of sand.
Kids, can you see this picture?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, what are these lines which you can see are known as?
Sand dunes.
Sand dunes.
Sand dunes.
Yes, sand dunes. One of the most noticeable feature of a desert, hot desert.
But apart from sand, we can also find gravel plains and elevated plateaus.
You're watching YouTube while
There
the
are
class is going
surfaces
on.
in the Sahara.
And then you ask me to trust you.
Now,
And there are so many messages on WhatsApp saying that the class is going on. And you're telling me that the break is going on.
Yeah.
let us learn about the climate of the Sahara. As previously mentioned, the temperature in any desert is on the extreme side. As the Sahara is a hot desert, the temperature here remains very high. The temperatures during the day may soar as high as 50 degrees Celsius. On the contrary, the nights can be freezing cold. Do you know the reason behind this? During the day, the high temperature heats up the sand and rocks, which in turn radiates heat, making everything hot. But at night, most of the heat from the sand and rocks quickly radiates into the air, and there is no sunlight to reheat it. The temperature drops down dramatically due to this. You'll be surprised to know that the Sahara,
That is why you might have heard, no, like the desert is very hot during the day, but it's equally cold at night, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
also has a short rainy season, which is responsible for the little vegetation we find there. We can find cactus, date palms, and acacia in the Sahara. You can surprisingly find a fertile area surrounding a source of water in these extremely dry regions. Do you know what it is known as? It is known as an oasis. But how is an oasis formed? We know that depressions are formed in deserts when the wind blows away the sands. Sometimes underground water reaches the surface in these depressions, forming an oasis. People may settle around an oasis and grow date palms and other crops.
Okay, kids, there's a question for you all. On what basis is a desert divided into hot and cold?
From temperature.
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 The Sahara is not as lifeless as it might appear to be. We can also find some animals in the Sahara. The common animals that we can find here are camels, foxes, jackals, hyenas, scorpions, and many varieties of snakes and lizards. Now, let us learn about the life of people living in the Sahara Desert. Despite its harsh climate, several groups of people, mainly the nomadic tribes, inhabit the Sahara. The major ones among them are the Tuaregs and the Bedouins. They move from place to place throughout the desert along with their livestock. They mainly rear goats, sheep, camels, and horses. These animals provide them with milk and hide, which is used to make leather for belts, slippers, and water bottles. The people living in the Sahara wear heavy robes to protect themselves from dust storms and hot winds. There are
We
human
have also read this, no? Why do people of Sahara wear loose fitted clothes? Right? So protect them from the hot climate and what?
Dust.
Dust, the winds, right? Can you see this oasis, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Yes,
see the
ma'am.
kind of settlement which has been
ma'am.
formed here? We have read this as well, that most of the settlement could be seen near the oasis. You could see a little vegetation as well and a lot of houses as well. है ना? So it's only near the oasis where you could find compact settlements in the desert. Otherwise, it's very scarce, very, sparsely populated and scattered settlements are there.
settlements in the oasis of Sahara and the Nile Valley of Egypt. People grow date palms and crops such as rice, wheat, barley, and beans since water is available here. Egyptian cotton, which is famous worldwide, is grown in Egypt. The discovery of oil has led to a great transformation in the Sahara Desert. Petroleum is mainly found in Algeria, Libya, and Egypt. Some other minerals of importance like iron, phosphorus, manganese, and uranium are also found here. The cultural landscape of the Sahara is undergoing a great change. One can see modern offices and superhighways in place of mud houses and camel paths in the Sahara today. The nomadic people are seen acting as guides to foreign tourists. The number of nomadic herdsmen taking to city life and finding jobs in oil and gas operations is increasing day by day. Overall, modernization is making its impact on the Sahara Desert.
Another question. The two main nomadic tribes of Sahara Desert are dash and dash.
Tuaregs.
What is the source of making bells, slippers, and
Hide.
Hive.
Hmm. What is mainly found in Algeria?
Petroleum.
Iron.
Petroleum.
Petroleum.
Minerals.
Decide one thing. Petroleum or minerals?
Petroleum.
And petroleum.
Correct.
Let's recap the highlights of the lesson.
Okay, kids. So this was about the hot desert Sahara. Now let's talk about the cold desert, which is what?
Ladakh.
Students, all of us know that water is very important for plants, animals, and human beings to survive. It is very difficult to live in places where water is scarce. There are many places in this world which, along with being water scarce, experience extreme temperatures. These places are known as deserts. Based on temperature, there can be hot deserts and cold deserts. Ladakh, located in northern India, is an example of a cold desert. Let us learn about Ladakh, its flora and fauna, and the life of its people. Do you know which is the coldest place in India? Well, it is Dras, which lies in the Union Territory of Ladakh. Ladakh is a cold desert lying in the northernmost part of India. It is bound by the Karakoram Range in the north and the Zanskar Mountains in the south. Much of Ladakh is 3,000 meters above sea level and formed over 45 million years. The Indus and its tributaries pass through deep valleys and gorges. Several glaciers like the Gangri Glacier are also found in Ladakh. The climate of Ladakh is extremely cold and dry. The temperature lies between 3 and 30 degrees centigrade during the summers and between minus 20 and minus 30 degrees centigrade during the winters. Ladakh experiences very low rainfall as it lies in the rain shadow area of the Himalayas. Ladakh experiences very cold winds as well as burning hot sunlight. It will be very surprising to discover that if you sit in the sun with half your body in the shade, you may suffer from sunstroke and frostbite both at the same time.
बताइए. Which river and its tributaries flow through Ladakh?
Indus.
Indus. Indus. Indus.
Time. Now let us learn about the flora and fauna of Ladakh. As Ladakh is a cold desert.
What is the meaning of flora and fauna, kids?
Ma'am, the nature.
Plants
and
and
plants.
Okay, correct.
Plants and animals.
It is very obvious that the vegetation is extremely sparse except on the banks of rivers and wetlands. We can find some fruit trees like apples and apricots during the summers. Several species of birds like finches, robins, gulls, hoopoe, etc. are commonly sighted. Animals like wild goats, wild sheep, and yak are reared by the people of Ladakh for milk, meat, and hides. We'll now learn about the people of Ladakh. We can find a striking resemblance between the people of Ladakh and those of Tibet and Central Asia. These people are mainly followers of Islam and Buddhism. We can find many Buddhist monasteries here with their traditional gompas. Some famous monasteries are Hemis, Tikse, She, and Lamayuru. Barley, potatoes, peas, beans, and turnip are grown in the summer season. The women work in the house and fields, manage small businesses and shops, and enjoy high status in society. Tourism is a major activity in Ladakh. Tourists from India and abroad come to see the gompas, meadows, glaciers, and the colorful ceremonies and festivities of Ladakh. Life in Ladakh is changing due to modernization. But the people of Ladakh have learned to live in balance and harmony with nature.
Okay, kids, the question is, which of the following animal is most often seen in
Yak.
Yak.
Let's recapitulate what we have learned.
Okay, so did you understand this much?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
There are two types of desert. Characteristics of the
This
desert.
all we have done, right? Covered
There
in
are
that
two
only.
Sahara. The largest, Ladakh, the cold desert. Do you know where it is? Ladakh became a union territory on the 31st of October 2019. Ladakh, known as the land of high passes, is a cold desert and is made up of two administrative districts, Leh and Kargil. The largest town in Ladakh is Leh, followed by Kargil, each of which headquarters the district. Ladakh is the
Right, this we have read only. Ladakh became a, this we should know. All should know that Ladakh became a union territory on 31st of October 2019. Earlier, what was Ladakh?
State.
Ma'am, part of Jammu.
It was not a state, it was a part of Jammu and Kashmir, right?
largest and the second least populous union territory of India. The people of Ladakh mainly practice Buddhism, but there is a significant presence of Muslims and Christians population also. Ladakh bears a distinct stamp of its mixed cultural heritage. Location of Ladakh. It is bordered by Tibet to the east, the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh to the south, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and Pakistan to the west. The geographical location of Ladakh ranges from 9,000 feet or 2,750 meters high at Kargil to 25,170 feet or 7,672 meters high at Saser Kangadi in the Karakoram Range. Karakoram Range and Zangskar Mountains are in the north and south of Ladakh, respectively. Many rivers, like the Indus, the Nubra, the Shyok, the Zaskar, etc., flow through Ladakh, forming deep valleys and gorges. Indus is the most important river. Glaciers like the Gangri Glacier are found here. Climate of Ladakh. Ladakh lies on the rain shadow side of the Himalayas.
Can any one of you explain me what do we mean by the rain shadow side of the Himalayas?
Canada.
Ma'am,
the leeward side of Himalayas.
Bhavya Rastogi will tell us.
Ma'am, the side on which there is less rain because the Himalayas stop the monsoon winds. This is the rain shadow side of the Ladakh. This receives very less rainfall.
Exactly. The rain shadow of the side is also known as the leeward side, right? The part as mountain comes as an obstruction between the monsoon winds. The side of the mountain where the winds hit first and where it rains. When the winds move to the other side, they carry very little or no moisture because of which it doesn't rain much there. And Ladakh is one of such areas which lie in the rain shadow areas of the Himalayas, right? That's why it has dry monsoon winds reach Leh after being robbed of its moisture in the plains and in the Himalayan mountains.
Dry monsoon winds reach Leh after being robbed of its moisture in the plains and in the Himalayan mountain. The district combines the condition of both the Arctic and desert climates. Therefore, Ladakh is often called the cold desert. Let us discuss the main features of climate in Ladakh. Wide diurnal and seasonal fluctuations in temperature with minus 40 degrees.
What is the difference? What is the meaning of diurnal fluctuations? Seasonal तो हमें समझ में आता है. What is the meaning of diurnal? Difference between the temperatures of day and
Night.
yeah.
Night.
Celsius in winter and plus 35 degrees Celsius in summer. Precipitation is very low with annual precipitation of 10 centimeters, mainly in the form of snow.
What's the meaning of precipitation, children?
Rainfall.
Falling of liquid.
Falling
Not
of water.
rainfall, Vedang, no. Snow is also known as precipitation, falling of water on the earth in any form. It could be snow, it could be hail.
Waterfall.
Yeah.
Air is very dry and the relative humidity ranges from 6% to 24%. Dust storms are very common in the afternoon. Due to the high altitude of Ladakh, the air is very thin and makes the heat of the sun very severe. Day temperature in summer slightly more than 0 degrees Celsius. Night temperature minus 30 degrees Celsius. Experiences freezing winds and burning hot sunlight.
Let's summarize the topic.
I think we have understood it pretty well. समझ में आ गया आप लोग को दोनों concepts, life in the desert,
Yes, sir.
whether it is
Yes, ma'am.
Ladakh or what. The next which we are going to start is the Ganga Brahmaputra basin. That's what the next
Yes,
topic is. Hanji,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, let's talk about that now.
Ma'am, only 2 minutes are left for the midterm to get over.
I know, but still we'll do somewhat. I'll show you and see what can we see.
No, ma'am, there are 10 minutes left right now.
No, beta, class started earlier na, because of the problems in the Zoom thing. I had to plan it earlier.
Okay, ma'am.
So let's do the diagnostic test till then. Let's see how much we know. Tropical regions are the hottest among all climatic regions around which of the following latitudes they lie.
Equator.
Equator 0 degree.
Ma'am, equator. Equator 0 degree.
Equator
The
0 degree.
tributaries of the river Ganga and Brahmaputra together form the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin. Identify which climatic region is it located.
Tropical region, ma'am.
Tropical region.
Tropical, subtropical,
Tropical.
tropical or subtropical.
Tropical. Tropical.
Tropical. Tropical.
Tropical.
Tropical region.
Are you sure?
Region.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure it's not
Yes, ma'am.
subtropical
No,
or
ma'am.
temperate or Mediterranean?
No, ma'am.
Tropical.
Let's see
Ma'am,
whether
should be
you're right or
tropical
wrong.
only.
Let's see, we'll see that. And the next question says, we can find many large rivers in the tropical zone. Which rivers can be found in South America?
Amazon.
Correct.
Amazon.
Farmers in the Amazon basin clear a piece of land by slashing and cutting off trees and bushes. Reason they abandon the land after it loses its fertility.
Ma'am, both A and are true and R is the correct. Okay. Option A.
Ganga Brahmaputra is rich in agriculture. The cash crop that is cultivated here is
Okay.
Rice.
millets.
millets? No.
Rice.
Wheat.
Rice.
Right.
Rice.
I'm clicking on right. Let's see which is right, which is wrong. Okay, guys. Oh, only